Greetings, I'm Caffeine Ranger, and I'm back with more of Let's Play Rimworld. We're with the Victims of Circumstance in the town of Dingy, and if you used to join the Victims of Circumstance, well, it may be a little late, but I'll still add you to the name list for the next colony if you leave your name down below. As we are slowly building out our last crowd chamber, and that would be it. You know, just to be safe, I'm going to build one extra one, even though I don't think I'll need this one. And what we'll do is we'll kind of just really go with the flow for right now. I'll just remove all my plans here, so... Oh, I really don't know what to do here. I mean, it's more just letting things run and, well, build out the last couple caskets, of course. And I guess we could do some stats and just figure out, you know, how things went, because, well, you could just see. Oh, whoa. The game doesn't like that. Raids and what is this? A marriage. Marriage. Okay. Playtime. 2 days, 18 hours, 9 minutes. Cassandra Classic Rough. 65 major threats, 42 raids. Damage taken this map, 67,000 with 13 colonists killed. Yeah, the frame rate just chugs whenever I bring up the graph, but then again, the graph is what, 500, nearly 500 days long. Let's see. This does go chronologically, so I'm just looking at stats now just to see. Record, let's see. Unknown Spaceman has been my longest here. He was here for 6 years. Well, 6.5 years. And he spent a year and a half sowing and harvesting plants. How many people? You've killed 57 people. Or sorry, 14 people, but 57 kills total, with 42 animals and 1 mechanoid. There's a lot of really interesting stats, particularly once you get a colony that's gone this long. And the problem is that, you know, looking at stats just pauses things in the background. So we'll do that just before blast off and look at some of the people. I wonder what Unknown Spaceman showed up, because he doesn't show as a prisoner, so... is he one of the originals? Oh, now I'm blanking on who was the originals. I know Mel's wasn't. Oh, it's... I wonder what the proper term is for, you know, wanting to end this, but at the same time not, because... I've gotten used to singing, my intro. Oh, we got some fighting going on. We never did do that raid. Then again, that is a hell of a trip. The drop pods would have made it doable, but at this point, it's just. Well, I think in Alpha 17, it's going to be a lot more doable with the roads, because, that's a lot faster travel. At least in theory. Well, I guess we'll see, because I haven't actually been able to play Alpha 17, because with the House of Cards of all the mods and everything, I didn't want to fuck up the save. I hope you can understand why. And that's why I'm also recording fairly far ahead, just to get time to mess around with things, particularly since I usually do a couple major changing mods, combat realism being usually my first go-to one, because that is it's just a fun mod. It makes combat really interesting. And we officially have our spaceship built and ready to fly. 5 minutes in the episode. So let's just see what the game throws at us. Because right now it's just, what do you got? A breakdown of the solar generator. Fine. We still have 30 components left. And Mills is making some more. Because Mills is awesome. This would be a hell of a base for people to raid. I mean, granted, the alpha beaters. Fine. Let's play it a little safe, though. Let's just bring everyone into the inner base. And not mess with things. Unfortunately, animals are going to be, left behind, but You can't really... That's the one sad thing, is that you can't freeze your animals. Wait, that sounds wrong out of context. But, well, I guess I should, give it context. Is that the only way that I know of that you can put an animal into a cryo freezer or cryo chamber is to down it and then to put it in, like, whenever we had... Oh, who was it that was down that we had an option to put in the cryo chamber? Actually, I don't remember who it was. I mean, it was obviously an option when someone was downed at one point. But yeah, it's just one of those things that you're just leaving your animals behind. It's that sad thing of whenever the neighbors move out and they leave their dog behind. And you're just wondering, why would you do that to that poor animal? Actually, I had a neighbor that left their cat behind just due to the cat not wanting to leave. They moved probably about a quarter mile up the road, and the cat kept coming back and eventually adopted me. It's like, okay, you're my human now because you're in my in my range. You're in the neighborhood. You're good enough. Lovely black cat as well. He was awesome. Fortunately, I'm not sure what really happened to him because he just disappeared one day. May just decided to move on because that's the thing about cats where I live is that they just it sounds rather morbid, doesn't it? But it's just a fact of life here is that cats are more neighborhood cats and just decide let's move on to another neighborhood. I mean, sure you could keep them inside, but at the same time, it feels a little cruel to a cat that in a rural / suburban area because even the most the biggest cities here are extremely tiny. And I'm just bullshitting now just to fill time. I mean, let's be honest. Do we not have enough uranium? No, we have 1,000 uranium. It just hasn't been built yet. Let me make sure. Zone area, expand zone, inner base. Yeah. It just hasn't been hauled yet. I guess the thrombins are long since moved on. Yeah, if we're at the 10-minute mark, we'll start loading people up. But before that, we may just, launch some mortar shells for the hell of it, Actually, why do you say we burn the place down? Carl. What though? I mean, let's leave the place in a hell of a state. And we'll just make sure that we launch these way across the map. Because why the hell not, right? Yeah, this is has no purpose whatsoever. It's just because. High explosive. Kyle launch his, then that's it. Hits the high explosive as well. Oh. And yes, I realize that there's some Devil Strain down here, but we're leaving. Okay, Kyle, you could stand down. And you could stand down as well. This is just, burn the place down. And thankfully we didn't blow up the geothermal again. And Jared's just keeping himself busy. Did Jared ever get the... No, Jared never got the crafting skill needed to make his own components. And that's just burning the place down for a little bit. Oh. Where is our construction worker? Need materials. Do we not have enough steel? Hang on. Let's unrestrict a bookcase. Huh. I'm not sure why it's doing that, because we have plenty. Let's try that again. Build copy. There. A bookcase. We have the uranium. We have... Yeah. We will have 1,000 uranium there. You have the components. You have... Do we not have enough steel? Oh. We are lacking like 50 steel. So that's what's going on. Oh, and there goes the auto-trigger drain. That's something interesting, is that if there's too much fire on the map, it'll trigger rain. It makes sense from a gameplay perspective, because the smoke, there's just way too much frame rate drop. Middle break, starting fire. Kyle. Try to arrest. Middle brick, berserk. Well, we may not need all of the caskets after all. Haywood Floyd. Where is Haywood Floyd? Haywood Floyd's across the map. Well, it turns out that you can be, oh. Well, that put a little bit of excitement into things. I didn't realize that we ran so low on steel, actually. Oh, Haywood Floyd could stand down as well. Let's see. Is there any... Actually, I don't want to go into that. There was steel down here, was it there? Yes, there was. So, zone area. Actually, orders. Mine out some steel there and some steel there. And we'll unrestrict KT. There we go. It's like everything is falling apart at the last second. Kyle is fully healed. We'll leave Kyle outside just, or, well, defrosted until the mass, on the plus side, because he flipped out, he doesn't get a huge debuff because of being arrested. So I got that going for me. Oh, a group of travelers. Nothing major there, though. One last steel needed. Really. Break down. So should we look at some stats? Because, yeah, we're letting this get built and about to launch. Oh. It feels so odd, you know? I know I've been talking about that for the last couple of episodes, but yeah, just how things are ending. I'm incredibly shocked that I didn't get a drop into the base. I'm unspeakably shocked that I didn't get dropped into the base. Granted, towards the end we did have that last raid was a bunch of drop pods, and it was dropped over here. But even if it was into the base, I think there's enough natural cover that I would have been able to survive it. It would have been nasty, but I would have been able to survive it. So I think before we go, I should take a look at everyone's stats at least once. I'm not going to comment on a lot of them. But, yeah. Oh, really? Bills. But, you know, just to bring them up if, you know, you're interested in who did what. It would be a nice, just, oh, there was a little pause there, like it was thinking about a raid. And there's number 18. So we should have enough for everyone. And we are at about the 20-minute mark, so let's just take a look at stats. Just quickly look. 6.5 years. No time as a prisoner. A year in bed. Mills. So, records. Yeah, Mills joined not too long afterwards. And Mills did spend nearly 2 days as a prisoner. Hmm. We should also have a bookcase. And let's just go ahead and restrict it and move on to the inner base. So, yep, if shit goes down. A bookcase. Records. Yeah, a bookcase was a prisoner 6 years ago. And we are in year 8. So, yeah, we have none of our originals. Katie, 6 years, with about just under 2 days as a prisoner. I have a feeling Kyle's just going to be absolutely nuts on the research points. A red panda. 5 years, so that's a huge jump, actually. Because Katie was 6 years, wasn't she? Yes, I realize this is probably boring as hell, but it's fascinating to me. Just an 8-year colony, just how things went down. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and also build a couple small sculptures, just to see what happens. I'm not sure if Blaze will have time to do it, but especially since we're... Let's see how long it takes him. Because I want to get one last sculpture out. If it doesn't take too long. 200 work. That could be done. So let's see. We were... groove. I was commenting about the jump because it was from Katie is 6 years to Red Panda, which is 5 years. So there was a year of... Actually, we could see that on the graph as... Yeah, we're down to 2 people for a little bit of time, but quickly bounced back. And then last time we lost someone was day 160-ish. Oh, no, we lost someone not too long ago, actually. Or maybe that's where we imprisoned someone. It's been a while since we lost someone. Yeah, just skyrocketing up. In colony mood. Few downtimes, you could see, like when psychic ships hit. And, I'm just fascinated by this. What can I say? And of course, just the colony wealth. Just slowly taking up. The wealth total just skyrocketed. Anyway, we were looking at stats overall. 5 year. Oh, I should just scroll down. 5 years, and he was a prisoner for less than a day. Groove. 4 years ago. So another, or 4 and 3/4 years. And he was a prisoner for a couple of days. I wonder if there's any hauling stats here. Containers opened, artifacts activated, body strips 50, traps rearmed 148. That's a hauling stat there. Messes cleaned 8,500. Oh, things hauled. 8 groove. You've hauled 4,445 things. Oh, that brings me to way too much joy. Jared. 4.5 years. No time as a prisoner. Litho Breaker. 4 years. A day and a half as a prisoner almost. He was also a semi-hall bitch. Tim Neal. 4 years. And he spent a week as a prisoner. he was a pain to get, actually, wasn't he? He was one of the annoying ones that kept for a while. Kyle, 3 years. What is his research points? Because that should be obscene. 9,800, just shy of 10,000. Oh. He doesn't have nearly as many kills as I thought he would. Haywood Floyd. 3 years. Well, 3.25. With only 4 kills. Now I'm just scrolling through these just to fill out a little bit more time. 3 years. No time as a prisoner. Actually, I didn't look at Kyle. No time as a prisoner. Reef Blaze was 3 years ago. Oh, just amazing how long people stuck around. 2.5 years. Hidden Relic. 2.5 years as well. And over a week as a prisoner as well. He was another annoying one. Which that is a good chunk of a season. And he was in bed for 5 days for medical reasons. Oh, he was the one that was down with a leg, wasn't he? Yes, he was. So, that's adding to that. That's also another... That's what I love about this game is all the little stories, like Liz sleeping with half the colony. Sorry, Liz. But hey, that's what happens when you are in Rimworld and just randomized. Million Lights, 2.5 years. With 3 days as a prisoner, or 3.5 days. And then Liz, my last one. She joined a year and a half ago. Wonder if there's anything here about romances, or we're gonna, because Liz was the one that broke up with several people in a row. Social. 2 ex-lovers actually made friends again with Hidden Relic. Hidden Relic's not as keen on her, though. Tim Neal. A rival with Reef. Well, just because of Reef's annoying voice. I thought Reef isn't that bad. Huh. Disfigured. That's interesting. Is that just because of the missing fingers? That's something I never knew about. Or is that due to... I'm trying to figure this out now. Oh, a huge boost to Jared because he's beautiful. Yeah, that's... I'm not sure what's triggering this figured. Anyway, I think we've had enough time. It is time for the mass exodus. We are at 30 minutes, so it is time to wrap things up. We are going to enable the guns. That way, if anyone shows up, you know, they'll at least have a little bit of a surprise. And we'll keep all the armor and all the weapons, because we'll need them for whenever we crash again. Oh, this feels so odd just queuing all this up. Enter. I hope we have enough, actually. Because I know I've double checked it several times, but you know, it's one of those things that... Oh, good thing we did build the extra one, because I must have miscounted. Yeah, there's everyone going in. Yeah, I miscounted somewhere. Probably I counted something twice. So it's a good thing I did build the extra one. I mean, I had plenty of resources, so it, you know, wouldn't be that bad, but... Or seeing everyone go in, and well, also let the animals go unrestricted, you know. Oh, Laser's going to be the last one. Do we have anyone else? Just make sure everyone is in. And blast off. And that's it for Let's Play Rimworld Dingy. We left no one behind, and we took 17 people into space. Quite the feat, if I might say so myself. Which means... Actually, I'd never heard the critics before. Huh. Anyway... Next time we will be on Alpha 17 with a new mod set, which I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be running precisely because I have my testing to do. Oh. I like this music. It's a nice reward. Oh. But victory. Is there anything else to say, really? Just pure victory. Granted, I think I kind of broke things with some of the mods. We'll figure out some changes coming up. Oh. 117 episodes, if I'm correct. That's just... If I really wanted to, I could have probably cut off a lot of episodes and just launched, you know, the people that I really wanted to save, but I wanted to take everyone, like I say. That, and also, you know, I never did tear down production, so that would have been speeding things up quite a bit as well. I'm just enjoying the music, what can I say? we're on the different languages now, so I'm not sure what else to say. I think if I would go back and if I was to change things, it would be mostly my base just configuration, which this has taught me a lot about just what to do and how to expand properly, because a lot of this was pure luck, like I was talking about before, where I never got a siege that was really dangerous to me. I mean, granted, I also could just counter siege them as well. Oh, we're at the thank you for playing. But yeah, I could just launch mortars myself back at them. So it's even the sieges breaking them, breaking wasn't that big a deal. Well, just is that it? Did it break? Is that something I said break because of mods? Oh. But yeah, I think my big thing was that my base wasn't exactly optimized, just because, you know, the orbital trade beacons were in odd places. My food production was halfway across the map from the kitchen. That, you know, just little things that, yes, it kept the haulers busy. I mean, it made Groove call, what, 4,400 things. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of optimization that I could do for next time. But that wraps us up for Rimworld Dingy. And the victims of circumstance were able to survive. Okay, not all of them, but most of them. So, stick around for next time when we have Rimworld Alpha 17. I have no idea what I'm going to call the faction, what I'm going to call the town. I guess we'll see. But thank you for playing, and thank you for watching me stumble through this and kind of learn as I go. We'll be back with more Rimworld next time.